This is the La Z Boy Delano Big and Tall Executive Office Chair, and it's one of those pieces of furniture that honestly surprised me. When I first started looking for a chair for my home office, I kept running into expensive options that seemed more style over substance. I was worried about spending a lot on a chair and still ending up with something uncomfortable or complicated, or something that just looks good on camera, but feels cheap when you sit on it for more than an hour. But after spending some serious time with the Delano, I want to share everything you need to know in this quick review, especially if you care about all-day comfort and real support. Right off the bat, the design stands out. What caught my eye was the solid, classic look. The chair has a high back that gives great support, especially if you're like me and end up at your desk for far too many hours. The brown bonded leather has a nice rich tone, and I have to say the mahogany wood arms and base are a sharp touch. It's solid, but not too flashy. It actually makes my home workspace look a bit more professional. I was looking for something that didn't scream corporate office, but still felt like a serious upgrade from those basic mesh task chairs, and I think this nails it. Now, about sitting in it, let's talk comfort, because that's probably the main thing on most people's minds. I'll be real, I'm a bigger guy, so finding a chair that actually feels stable is huge for me. The Delano is rated up to 350 pounds, which is a big reason I looked at it in the first place, and it genuinely feels rock solid. I don't notice any wobbling or shifting, even when I lean back or roll around during a long video call. That's a relief compared to other chairs I've tried that start to squeak or feel less sturdy after a few months. The seat is one of my favorite things about the Delano. It's this wide, plush cushion that's layered with what La Z Boy calls ComfortCore memory foam. If you've never tried memory foam in an office chair, it's basically a thick cushion that adapts to your shape a little, so you don't feel like you're perching on a rock after an hour. From my experience, that makes a huge difference on those extra long days. The cushion is neither too firm nor so soft that you sink in and lose support. It's kind of that sweet spot where you feel supported, but still comfortable, like those nicer car seats, if that makes sense. Key features for me are the height and tilt adjustments. Sometimes, chairs look fancy but are a pain to set up or adjust. Everything on this chair is done by these small levers on the side, and it's super straightforward. Even if you've never owned a higher-end office chair before, you can figure this out in a couple of minutes. I like that you can lock the tilt if you want to sit upright and focus, or let it recline slightly when you just need to lean back and take a breath. The seat height goes up high enough for a tall desk, but even if you're on the shorter side, I think you'll be able to find your spot without any trouble. Adjustability. Like that is great if you're sharing the chair with someone else at home. Lumbar support is one of those things you don't really think about until your lower back starts hurting at the end of the workday. The Delano has this padded section along the lower back area that gives you decent support. I won't lie, I was a little worried because I've seen some people mention that the lumbar could be stronger. For me, it works well enough, but if you have chronic back pain or need very firm lower back support, you might want to take that into account. Still, compared to a lot of other chairs around this price, I think it holds its own, especially with the body pillows built into the backrest. Speaking of materials, the chair uses bonded leather, which just means real leather fibers mixed with synthetic material. For me, this feels much nicer than basic faux leather or mesh. It cleans up easily, so if you spill your coffee or drop a snack, you can pretty much just wipe it off with a damp cloth. It doesn't get too hot or sticky in warmer weather either. The tufted cushion design is another detail I like. It gives the chair a more finished and expensive look than I expected when I saw the price. Aside from the feel, I was curious how complicated assembly would be, since a lot of these big executive chairs come in a million pieces and outdated instructions. Here, all the parts are clearly labeled, and I got the whole thing set up in under half an hour. Some people might run into issues with getting the arms just right, but if you go slow and follow the instructions, it's pretty straightforward. One detail that doesn't always get mentioned is how quiet the chair is. I've had cheaper chairs that make noise every time you move, or try to, and it honestly drives me up the wall. The Delano rolls smoothly, and the swivel is quiet, which is important if you're on video calls or late-night writing sprints. The casters work best on rugs or carpet, but I've also rolled it around on hardwood, and it hasn't scratched the floor or left any marks. Now, let's talk about longevity and value, because it's not a budget chair. The way I see it, you're investing in comfort for the long run, With over 2,000 reviews and a solid rating, I felt pretty comfortable trying it. Honestly, I haven't had any issues with loose parts or wearing down, even after months of daily use. The weight limit is great for me, and it feels like a chair that'll actually last. That matters a lot more to me than saving a few bucks at the start. A couple of small points. This chair takes up a bit more space than a smaller task chair, so if you're in a very tight spot, just measure before you decide. It doesn't have ultra-advanced ergonomic controls like those $1,000 office chairs, but for most home offices or anyone like me who needs a sturdy, supportive seat, it covers all bases. If you care about style, this one definitely steps things up from basic black mesh chairs. The brown leather and mahogany blend into pretty much any office setup, and it actually makes me feel like I took my workspace up a notch. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants real comfort, classic style, and a chair that actually lasts, whether you're working from home every day or just need something solid for study sessions. In my opinion, the Delano Big and Tall Executive Office Chair is worth the price if you value comfort, durability, and a little bit of that classic executive look. If you want something you can assemble pretty easily, with some adjustability and a super cushy seat, you'll probably be happy with this. From my experience, switching to this chair has actually made a difference in how I feel at the end of the day. I don't get nearly as tired or sore, and I actually look forward to settling in at my desk. In conclusion, this is a chair that's built to make long hours at your desk as comfortable as possible, with enough support and style to give your space a nice upgrade. If you're looking for something more than just an average office chair and want to feel like you're actually sitting in something built for you, I'd recommend giving it a try. I'll leave the details about the Delano Big and Tall Executive Office Chair in the comments for you to check out. See you in the next video.